Hi everyone, this is going to be a little bit of a different video because I just want to sit down and discuss some things. I've been wanting to add new content to my channel for a while now because I don't want this channel to be strictly reactions. I want it to be like a discussion space. I want to post vlogs. I want to also do reactions. So I kind of just want it to be a little bit of everything just so I can have a space where I can enjoy all of my hobbies and all of that. And yeah, so this is one of those newer videos. And I initially was going to post something else for this new video session first, but there's been so much going on in K-pop right now that I wanted to do a different video for the first video. And if you couldn't tell by the title, it is going to be talking about toxic fan behavior as well as everything going on in RIIZE and now even BTS and ENHYPEN apparently. So this might be all over the place, but I want to say some things first. Everyone has their own opinions on things, and if you're not happy with that opinion, don't put it on here. I'm not going to read those comments. I'm just here to say my opinions and also hopefully shed some light on some things, just because I feel like there's just so much going on that people just like don't really understand all the nuances of everything. So, and I'm not a music person. I'm not. A lot of this is just like common sense. So, fair warning there. I did do an internship with a music company for a while, but we weren't in like, it wasn't really talking about like social media and like fans and all that. It was mainly like the agency side of things. So, I do have a little bit of background, but that's like Western music. Secondly, I think there is a level of bullying in boycott culture, and I don't really love that. So I'm just putting that out there as a fair warning. And yeah, I think that's everything as far as like heads ups. Yeah, the first topic that I'm gonna kind of cover is the whole Seunghan situation of RIIZE. I'm not going to explain what happened. It's all over the internet. We all know what happened. It's tragic. It is really disgusting. It is truly something that made me reconsider everything about K-pop, because I just really do not like this toxic fan culture. And not to say it doesn't happen in Western culture, in Western artists and Western music, it does. But for some reason within K-pop, it seems so much louder. And I think it's because that's all that I see on my social media page. It's all that I see right now. And I follow a lot of bands, as you can see from my wall. So like I see it everywhere. I have been a fan of RIIZE this whole past year, pretty much. I've listened to like pretty much all their songs and kind of started getting into them when I watched them online at KCON. And I really liked their music. I was like, oh, who are these guys? Like, I really, really like them. And I started to watch more of their content and I was like, oh, they're actually like really cute and funny. And like, I was enjoying them. And not that I needed to add another group to my list, but here we are. There they are. I was really enjoying them, and then they announced their fan con and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go see them at fan con. And I ended up seeing them, and yes, it was just the 6 of them. And initially when the whole Seunghan situation happened, I was pissed because I was mainly pissed at the fans who were bullying him and targeting him because of stuff he did in the past for being a human. Let's start there. These people, they're called idols, which I hate the term, but they're also human who make mistakes. And I know this has been said many times, but literally he wasn't even an idol when all this happened. So I don't really know why people were mad at him. To be honest, because he was not an idol. I'm sure many of the idols of today have had some sort of instance like that in the past before becoming a trainee, before being an idol, all of that. So yeah, I really don't understand how these toxic fans like pick and choose who they want to be angry at. Yeah, so Seunghan was on hiatus, we all know that, for stupid reasons. But I was still getting into RIIZE. I wasn't fully in the boycott, because it had been months and months and there was no updates on whether or not he was gonna come back. And I came in at a time when there wasn't as much content with him. So I saw some of the content with him and I enjoyed him, like I liked him. And I obviously watched Talk Sexy music video and all of that. And I was like, I had no issues with him. So the fact that the company made him go on hiatus for this was kind of ridiculous. But also I would understand in Seunghan's position, if he was receiving the toxic tweets, toxic Weverse messages, it would be enough for me to go on a break to get away from that. And there have been plenty of idols, well, I don't know how many like in the large scheme of things because there's a lot of idols, but Mingi went on hiatus due to anxiety. Like there's been idols who have gone on a break, but I think what really irks people is the way SM has handled it, and they have not handled it in the best of light. I'm sorry, this is gonna be all over. I don't really have notes. I should have made notes, but like, yeah, they really didn't handle it well. Just like they didn't handle Karina and Aespa's situation when she was dating an actor. Because they're basically letting these bullies win by putting these idols on hiatus. And they're not letting their artists be happy. So that's just one thing about K-pop in general that I don't really like. I think these people are human. They make mistakes. They should be happy. And like dating is not a mistake. It's literally, they just want to, have a separate life from their idol life. And that's fine. Like I don't go for it. With all that being said, again, I'm not going to get into the weeds of like him coming back and everything. Like we all know, it's all over the internet. I mainly want to come on here and let you guys know what I'm going to do in regards to the boycott. And this goes back to the whole boycott bullying thing as well, because I'm going to tie that in. But on this channel, I am not going to react to future RIIZE comebacks anymore. Which is really hard for me because I really love their music. I really think they were going to become really big artists, and right now I don't know what's going to happen with them, to be honest. I am not doing this because I love every single member. I love all 7 members and I want them to be protected by their company. I want them to make their own decision if they want to leave the company. And yeah, I think I need to like take myself out of this fandom because it's been really toxic. And it hasn't only been Seunghan. There have been fans who have been toxic towards Anton, who have been toxic towards Sohee, Unsuk, like a lot of members. And it's just like, I don't understand it. Like if you don't like these members, don't be into this group. Period. Like that, like do not get into this group if you're not, don't get into this group if you don't like these members. That's the basic common sense. Like, but I am just not going to, I don't even know if they're having any other comebacks this year, but like if they're gonna do mama performances and all that, like I'm not gonna watch it on here. I deleted their music off of my playlist, and I'm also not going to order any of their albums because a lot of the places I literally cannot, because there is a nationwide boycott with the music companies, like the album stores, who they're not selling their merch. I do have some stuff that I have pre-ordered a while back, and it's literally one thing, and I will be getting that. But I'm not going to be spending my money on RIIZE in the future, which again is really disheartening because there are still 6 members who unfortunately still have to do things under their contract as RIIZE under SM. So that's another topic I also want to cover because I feel like people don't seem to understand it, but they are still under contract. Seunghan, unfortunately, is not. He is not a part of the group anymore, and I don't know if or ever he is coming back because clearly SM does not listen to international fans. Oh, I lost my train of thought. But I literally lost my train of thought. This is why I need to take notes. Oh my God, what was I talking about before? Hold on. I realized what I was talking about before. So contracts, they still have to perform their duties under these contracts. It is unfortunate because their company is a trash company, but they do not get paid unless they continue to do these duties. And the only reason, or like the only way they can not do these duties if like they just literally like try to exterminate themselves out of the contract, but I'm pretty sure that has to come out of their own pocket. And they're like a relatively newer band, so I don't know like how much revenue they have like altogether. But yeah, they still need to do their duties. They are going to be performing at Mama because that was probably planned months in advance. So yeah, and speaking of Mama, I want to go to the LA one because I want to see like Cat's Eye. I want to see the other groups that are going to be there. JYP is going to be there, which I find hilarious. But like, I still want to support these 6 members, but it's really hard for me because now I don't know how to do that. Because I feel like if I do support them, even though I am wanting Seunghan to be back, people are going to be mad that I'm supporting them by not boycotting fully. And I think the thing with boycotting, I don't think unfollowing them and following them on, or unfollowing them on their social media is going to do anything, because management, I don't feel like they really look at followers. That's like the social media team. And they still have a ton of followers. So I feel like it would need to be like a really big drop. And it was funny because I was looking at the followers on Instagram last week, and I think they were at like 3.4. They're at like 3.8 now. They're still at 3.4 on TikTok. But I feel like unfollowing them isn't really gonna like change a lot. Because they still have such a huge fan base. Like, I think it would need to go to like 3.4 to like 1 point something, and they might notice then. But I think really the sales are like the bigger issue, because if they see that people aren't buying their music, then like it should make them question. But also they should be really listening to the members, because the members want Seunghan to be back. So I really don't understand SM. To be honest, like, I really don't understand. Like, they're just letting these bullies win. And now it's trickling into other groups, because now these antis are letting other antis know, oh, we can do this too. We can send funeral flower wreaths to Hybe, to Yoongi, for something he did months ago, many months ago. And for what? Drinking one soju drink, riding a scooter home, and falling into his lawn. So that happened months ago, and you're putting up flower wreaths now because he saw what the antis of OT6 fan, or that doesn't really make sense, but like the OT6 fans did at SM. And you're like, oh, we can do this? Like, oh, and actually you can't, because it's illegal. So yeah, and I don't know who gave you approval to put those up in front of the buildings, because like you need approval for that. So Yeah, this has been a whole mess. And now I'm seeing not only is there hate towards BTS, but there is hate towards Seunghan of NHYPEN. Like, I don't understand. Like, if you just really don't like these members, just don't be a fan of them. Like, don't be a fan of the group. Just like get your life together, go to therapy, and unfollow them. Like, don't be a fan. Like, because if you're not a fan of one, you're not a fan of all of them. So like, and that's again another thing about fan culture of like people who stand like one person out of a group. Like, I don't get that. Like one or two members, I truly don't understand that. Like this is like talking about Western music. I was a Jonas Brothers fan growing up. Still am. Have seen them multiple times. I loved each three of those members, those brothers. Kevin, Joe, and Nick. Not just Joe and Nick, Kevin, okay? I liked all three of them. So, same goes to my K-pop. I like all members. There's a couple of groups that I question some of the members, but to not like Seunghan and to threaten that you're gonna send death threats on his birthday, there's something wrong in your head. There really is something wrong in your head. Because what has Seunghan ever done? What has he done? He is like one of the quietest members who is actually surprisingly really funny, and that's why he's my bias. But like, what did he do? Why are we doing this to him? And I was trying to research. I was like, why are there anti-Seunghan accounts? Why are they threatening to send funeral wreaths at HYBE for him, or for him? And I was looking at like all there is was like clips of that time when he was like literally in full-on tears at one of the shows, and that was like a lot of it. And then people just writing texts of like, oh, why are these people mad at Seunghan? I saw a couple of videos of like lives, and there was one live where someone was like, lose weight. Man's already a stick. Man is already pretty skinny. Do you want him to look like a skeleton? I'm sorry, I don't, because to me, looking like a skeleton is not attractive. And then he even like joked, like, there's not much else to lose. Like, like I don't understand people. I'm just checking the time. I really don't understand people. And there's like rumors it's because he doesn't like to speak English, but these are like Chinese accounts and Korean netizens. So I'm like, why does that matter? He said multiple times why he hasn't learned English yet. For one, man's busy, and he just hasn't been able to put the time or the effort because they're constantly touring, they're constantly making music. Like, and maybe he just doesn't want to. Like you shouldn't pressure him to learn English. And like, it's so stupid to me. I don't understand it. Like, I really don't like this. I don't like this. Sorry, I needed some water. But I really don't like this behavior of like calling out idols for stupid shit. Like, again, they're human. They have feelings. And now I see why Seunghan was crying on that stage. Um, yeah. And it's really unfortunate that the companies are rewarding this bad behavior, but it's also because, like, the Korean netizens are people they deal with every single day. That is unfortunately what it is. They deal with these fans every single day, and those can be the loudest, even though it might be the smallest, they can be the loudest. And I saw that quote in this amazing TikTok that I stumbled upon of this random guy. I'm like, I don't know who you are. And he was like at a news station and talking about the RIIZE situation and um toxic fan culture. And he said that, and I was like, yes, that is a very good point. But yeah, so in regards to RIIZE, I will not be posting any more RIIZE content, unfortunately. I really wish Seunghan the best. I don't know if he will ever return, unfortunately, at this point. And if I were him, I probably would not want to return. Especially under a shitty company like SM. So I really think it would be up to the boys and what they would like to do, which is really unfortunate. And I feel for like Shataro and Sungchan, because they literally like left NCT and then they became RIIZE, and it like they have gone through it. I feel bad for Anton, who is getting hate now. Like, I feel bad for Unsuk and Sohee, who have also been getting hate. Like, this group has been going through so much this year. And yeah, so the content, there won't be any future RIIZE content until things change. I have not unfollowed them on social media, but I have deleted their music off of my playlist. Again, and this is like really, this is hard for me because I really like their music. I think they're very talented. I cannot talk right now. They are very talented. And yeah, I wish them the best. I honestly, like, there is a point where I was like, I just want to like not be a part of K-pop anymore. Last week I was like, but then I would literally have no music to listen to, because 2 weeks ago I literally posted something on my TikTok 2 weeks ago that, like, the reason why I listen to K-pop, because I get so many questions as to why I listen to K-pop as a half black female. Like, it's really like ridiculous at this point how many times I get asked that question. And honestly, I listen to it because it makes me happy. Like, that's literally the only answer I can, like, there's a lot of things in it that don't make me happy, but there's a lot of things in American music that don't make me happy. There's a lot of things in Latin music that don't make me happy. But like, if I let those things take over, I would have nothing else to listen to. So I really hate when people ask me that question, because it's like music is a personal choice. But there was a time when all this shit was going on that I was like, I might not want to listen to K-pop anymore, because it's just really become a toxic space. But yeah, I'm still gonna listen to K-pop, obviously, but I was really like having a tough time with it. Especially because it hasn't only been RIIZE, like I mentioned, Seunghoon and Enjin in particular are an interesting fandom. they're just a little prima donna, like a little rude. And I'm sorry if you're an Engine. I'm an Engine. But like, I'm not talking about all Engines. I'm talking about the like rude fans. And I've encountered some rude Engines. I've mentioned it. Did I mention that in my vlog? I can't remember. I may have mentioned it in my vlog, but yeah, that fandom is interesting. There's a lot of toxic army out there. It's just, there's toxic fans everywhere. But I can't drop all of these bands because like I would literally go back to just listening to indie music. Because that's what I listened to before getting into K-pop, and I still listen to indie music. But yeah, it's been a rough time because now we have, you know, not only is there this, but we also have all this stuff going on with P. Diddy, who was a huge influence back in the day, and he's turned into, well, not turned, but he is a sick human being. So there's that happening, and there's a lot of people involved in that, which, you know, terrified of. But there's just a lot going on. And not only that, but there's just a lot of like political unrest, and I just really need this election to happen, and for, you know, I just have been dealing a lot with that. And yeah, there's a lot going on. So I just wanted to come on here and let you know what I felt about it, what I plan on doing. Again, I still love RIIZE. I still have Shotaro there. I don't know how long I'll be a part of this boycott, because if something doesn't happen in like the coming months, like I don't know how much the boycott is actually helping or doing anything. It would really be amazing if at Mama in LA they sing Siren, the original Siren, and Seunghan is back. That would honestly be amazing. And yeah, I would love that. Because apparently there is these OT6ers who are gonna fly to LA and protest. Good luck. Also, where do you have all this money? Because those flower funeral wreaths are not cheap, and I know tickets to America are not cheap because tickets to Korea were not cheap. So I don't know, because like most of you are young. I don't know where you have this money. But I also know Korea is a relatively wealthy like culture. That is what Parasite was about. Yeah, is there anything else I need to say? I don't think so, because this is already going to be a million years long and all over the place. But yeah, I hate toxic fans, hate solo stans, solo member stans, I should say. I also hate fans who, I mean, this is all tied together, but like who just hate a single member. Like an example is, and it's not like hate a single member, like it's because of like idiotic reasons. There are many people who don't like Kai of TXT, which I don't understand, because he is like a little bean. Like, he is so adorable. I love Kai. I love all members of TXT. I literally, like, I don't really have a bias of that group because I love all those members. Like, I don't get those people. I have certain members who I don't like because they give me the ick. Like, I can't explain it to you. But that is not to say that, like, in the group, I like them for other reasons. But personality wise, I'm like, they just give me the ick. I don't know why. I don't know why. But to not like someone for, like, because you don't think they're attractive, like, don't get that. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna like close out here because this is getting long. But and I'm gonna like edit this, obviously. But this was hard for me to put on here because I don't know like what people are gonna say about it. If you have hateful things to say, do not put it in the comments. Just go away. Don't follow me. I just needed to talk about it, and because I really don't have a lot of people to talk about this with. I have my 2 friends who got me into K-pop, but they don't live here, so like I text them about it, or I like FaceTime with them, and then we just like talk about it for hours. But like I don't really have a lot of friends to talk about this, so I wanted to talk about it on here. I've talked a little bit about it on TikTok, but like some people have a lot of opinions, and I don't know how much more I'm going to post on TikTok about these situations, but I know I have people on here who like my RIIZE reactions, and it's because like I'm a huge fan of RIIZE, but yeah, I just wanted to let people know where I stand. But yeah, anyways, the next discussion video is gonna be a lot happier. But I just wanted to put this out here and, you know, hopefully shed some light on this, because I feel like there's just a lot of people who just don't understand how the music industry works. I think there's a lot of people who are just really, there's something going on in your head to willingly do shit like this. And do not harm the members. Like, do not harm them. Do not make them feel scared. Like, they are already dealing with all of this and like are terrified enough. Like, don't follow them and don't ruin their days. Okay? Yeah, I think that's all that I gotta say. And I really hope you have a wonderful day. To the toxic fans, therapy might be good. I don't know. Not being into K-pop might be a good thing. But yeah, that's it. I will see you in the next video, and it will be in a much happier tone. So yeah, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. It's not really a video to enjoy, but I hope you found information. Yeah, goodbye.